No, I was listening to Bill Maher, and like people don't really understand. Like they're saying, because he had this guest on, I think he like was an Israeli politician or something like that, and he was saying that people don't realize that the Arabs that live in Israel have it better than Arabs in any other country. They have more rights and all this kind of stuff, you know. But they're conflating, like, because there's 3 different groups of Arabs in Israel. Like there's the Arab Israelis that just live in Israel, and they're like normal citizens, and they almost have as much rights as the Jewish Israelis, but not quite, because they wrote in their constitution that only Jews have the right to self-determination in Israel.
Wow. They
just put that in recently. And also they can't like join the military. There's like different things they can't do. Like they don't really have full rights, but there are normal citizens with most of the normal rights that comes with being an Israeli citizen. But then the Palestinians that live on the West Bank, they're like refugees there. And they live in occupied territory. Like it's not considered part of Israel where they live, but they're like in an open air prison. Like they have big walls surrounding them and stuff. And they have checkpoints like all through the West Bank where if they want to, they can't freely move from place to place. And then they have settlers coming in and then like taking over their land and stuff. It's like ongoing, you know, this occupation. And then the Gaza Strip is like totally like a prison. It's this little tiny. It's like this giant refugee camp, basically. They can't go anywhere. They can't go to the beach. They can't leave. Like they have all these checkpoints, and it's like one of the most densely populated places on Earth. I think there's like 3 million people living in like a little tiny section, you know. So like those are like 3 different groups, you know. So you can't like people are like conflating them together.
So back to what were you saying about Bill Maher? Bill Maher,
he's just
basically blowing it off and being like, "Who cares? They got running water or something."
Yeah, he's like
they could eat McDonald's or something.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
Yeah, because he's talking about like the citizens that live in Israel, you know, that like drive cattle.
Okay,
like that,
gotcha,
you know?
Gotcha.
Because they want it to be an ethno state, but they do have some Arabs that live there and are citizens.